Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about The Dark Knight Rises. And since we're talking about The Dark Knight Rises, I thought we would start with The Man of Steel. Because when you think of Dark Knight Rises, you automatically think of Superman, right?
Yes, right, because every time I think of Batman, like my favorite DC character, I think of my least favorite DC character.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically what we know about the Man of Steel movie so far, we know that Zack Snyder's going to be part of it. Your favorite director. Who did your favorite movie, Victor?
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, Sucker Punch, exactly.
There's nothing more that I love than brainless women just doing nothing.
But that actually makes me really excited for it, because I really...
Well, I'm okay with Zack Snyder. It's just like nothing he did impressed me so far, besides the graphics.
I liked Watchmen a lot.
Well, okay, Watchmen was decent.
It was the greatest movie ever, guys.
You know what was a good movie? That movie with the owls. I haven't seen it yet, but it's good.
That's also Zack Snyder. But anyway, and also Chris Nolan's going to be part of it.
He's going to only be producing it, though, right?
I believe he is helping out with the screenplay. And there's another guy who wrote Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
But he also helped write it.
And if I believe correctly, the trailer for The Man of Steel will possibly come out during the Dark Knight Rises premiere. And I think Iron Man 3 will also come out during the Dark Knight Rises premiere, at least the trailer. And
it'll come out. Hey guys, you're watching Dark Knight Rises, but we decided here's a
Well, you know, maybe I'm like thinking too little about the Man of Steel. I've never been a fan of Superman movies, but like now with this modern technology of these superhero movies, it's like, and how they're just starting to look better, I might like this one a bit better. But then again, you could have said the same thing for Superman Returns.
Yeah, I think honestly, I've never liked the Superman movie either. I watched the first one. I haven't watched the other ones, other than Superman Returns, and they're really not that good in movies.
I watched the first one, and I think that I was okay with it when I was a kid, and then I watched the second, third, and fourth one, and I even hated those as a kid. I watched the first one again. I didn't really care for it now that I'm an adult. I watched Superman Returns. I hated that movie. I fell asleep.
Yeah. The best part about Superman Returns is probably Kevin Spacey.
Oh, of course, because Kevin Spacey is good in everything. So that doesn't count.
But yeah, the new Superman movie is going to follow, similar to Superman 2, it's going to be those guys from Krypton.
The another thing that I'm confused is Lex Luthor is not going to be in that movie.
No.
That's kind of weird for me. Like Lex Luthor, I see him in every single Superman project that I've seen. He's always there, but he's not in this one.
Yeah. I think they just want to pick a different take since, he was in Superman Returns.
But like he's part of the origins of Superman. He always has been.
Yeah. But I don't know, I think they just wanted to take a different look, and it will probably work out. I think you need to explore some of Superman's other villains.
Like who?
Well, the guys from Krypton, I don't remember their names.
Oh.
They escaped from the Phantom Zone. They pretty much almost have the same powers as... They do have the same powers as Superman because they're Kryptonian.
Oh, okay.
So that makes them pretty threatening.
Could Kryptonians beat up other Kryptonians? I don't know. I don't watch the series.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much just Superman fighting another Superman.
Because that's something that we all want to see.
Yeah. The another good villain would probably be like Bizarro Superman.
So it's just Superman just from Arkham?
Kind of Superman as an idiot.
Okay.
So he has all the same powers as Superman, but he's an
idiot. Cool.
But anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping with this reboot, they do not focus too much on the origins of Superman, because, let's face it, we all know how Superman became Superman. We know about Krypton getting destroyed. We know that his parents sent him here to Earth. I mean, do we really... It's like Batman. Everyone knows Batman's origin.
Everybody knows Spider-Man's origin, too.
Well, now they do. Now that they have the movies. But we don't really need to go, alright, let's go back to Superman.
Like, my problem with reboots at times is like, you're going to be watching the first half of the movie before it. Yeah. The second half might be new, might be, and if it is new, there's that chance that it could be completely ass backwards like the Amazing Spider-Man, and it's like reboots are very tricky. They're hard to get right.
Yeah. But I do think so. I do hope with this one, if they want maybe glimpses of how, okay, Krypton exploded, and you can mention, oh yeah,
if they could like do that whole Krypton thing in only 10 minutes, just 10 minutes,
yeah,
I'll be happy.
Yeah, and then just flash forward to his adult years. We don't need to Smallville. We have a show about Smallville, so we really need minutes of him being Superman and Smallville or Superboy or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's not really necessary. It's like you could, if they want, they could like show little glimpses throughout the movie of its childhood. But like, I don't want to have half of the movie be something that I just don't give a shit about.
Or something you already know in general.
Yes.
And so, alright, so, okay, now we'll get to the next part, since we've been talking about Superman for our Batman podcast for like 5 minutes. Alright, so go into the Justice League movie.
Well, yeah, there's a possibility that, like, I personally heard that, well, the Green Lantern was supposed to kick off the Justice League movie, but now I'm starting to doubt it. Now I'm starting to hear that Superman, the Man of Steel, is going to kick off the Justice League movie.
So, what I'm hearing now is that instead of following it in the Avengers style, where one movie, they keep leading it up with the team, like movies exploring each individual number, and then we do like a whole big Justice League movie, they're just going to do Man of Steel, and then after that they're going to just do one big Justice League movie.
Well, like, I don't know about that, because you and I checked IMDb, we saw the movies in development. They had Wonder Woman in development, The Flash, Aquaman, and even the Batman reboot, all of which I am assuming, due to the fact that they're coming around at the same time, that they're going to attempt to make a Justice League movie.
Okay. But what I've heard is that it's actually going to be like ass backwards on it, where it's going to be the Justice League movie first, and then they're going to do all the little individual ones.
Why would they do that? That's just confusing.
I don't know.
I thought the Warner Brothers would kind of like learn from their mistakes. It's like, hey, why don't we at least copy what the Avengers was doing?
And you know what's ironic, as many people have pointed out, Warner Brothers was the one who started this with Harry Potter, with the whole do a single movie and just keep making money off those.
Well, okay, that's true. I do think that Harry Potter made a lot of sense. 7 books, 8 movies, you know, that seems to work. That seems to work out very well, and it's not like the movies were like even painfully long. So I don't know. I'm just a biased Harry Potter fan.
I like the Avengers phenomenon more than the Harry Potter one, because
yeah,
Harry Potter. Let's go on a random tangent, but I didn't like Harry Potter after a while because it felt like nothing. It just felt like we got stagnant.
Well, like, you always have to expect that type of risk within, like, a big sequel like that. I assure you, by the end of the Avengers movie, unfortunately, we'll possibly think the same thing. By the end of the Avengers titles, I don't want to think that, but I probably will. It's like another great example is Pirates of the Caribbean. That thing got old after the second one.
That's true.
So, it's like, and now they're going to be a 5th one and a 6th one in development right now.
Disney needs money.
Disney is rich. They don't need money.
So they're going to keep trying some money with Pixar and Marvel movies and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Because people will go and see them. Because they're so wonderful. But I do help with the Marvel with the fact that there's so many different superheroes with magic and technology and everything.
Well, what Marvel did is a very unique idea.
I do really enjoy how like each movie could be its own genre. We got the sci-fi kind of movie with Iron Man, you have the fantasy movie with Thor, you have World War II movie with Captain America. So it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's what they're going to be like these sequels that will come out that like because Iron Man 3 is coming out. In fact, if I believe correctly, some people are actually already tired of the Iron Man solo fans. I'm personally not, but people didn't really care for Iron Man 2 that much.
I really didn't care for it either. I haven't really cared for the Iron Man series that much. I mean, mostly my interest has been, he's gonna be the Avengers, like the whole, like, meeting Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I find, yeah, I mean, they're cool ideas. I do find them to be kind of average, though, the Avengers movies.
Yeah, they're average movies, and, like, they're just average movies adding up to this big one.
Of course, yeah, that one was the great one. The main
Yeah. And it's like, if the Justice League does a very similar idea, knowing Warner Brothers' history, it will be like very bad one average movie leading up to a possibly good one.
Well, as long as it makes money.
Yeah, as long as it makes money.
And I hope WB figures it out. They did a great job with the TV show Justice League.
But that's all they could do is TV shows.
Yeah.
It's like, they're not the best movie company for superheroes. It's like, what are the only... Okay, why don't you just give me 2 good superhero movies they did so far?
2? Well, people usually just say it's just the Batman movie.
Exactly.
That's pretty much... Well, some people argue Superman 1 is good. I don't agree.
Of course, I don't agree now. I might have agreed when I was like a kid.
But to be fair, that's all they've tried. They tried Superman and they tried Batman. Because those are the big 2.
Well, no, they tried Green Lantern.
And tried the Green Lantern, yes.
And if I believe correctly, they did try Aquaman. Kind of. They made the trailer and then it got canceled.
So they haven't really tried that. So they've tried 3 heroes. 2 of them are big names in Green Lantern. I don't know. They're just fucked up on that. So.
Yeah.
And they'll do better next time. They'll do better with the...
It's like, do you think that they should try to continue the Green Lantern series or just cancel it and reboot it?
Yeah, they should reboot it, probably.
They should bring in the Black Green Lantern, or the gay one.
Or the gay cut. Yeah, I really like Jon Stewart. That's the black one.
Oh, okay.
They should bring him in.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, I just call them the Green Lantern.
Wrong! There's Hal Jordan, there's Kyle Stewart, Jon Stewart,
Okay.
Anyway, alright, so... Alright, why don't we move on to...
Want to talk about the Batman reboot? Isn't that next?
Yeah, let's talk about the Batman reboot.
Alright. Well, again, this is a possible Justice League titled movie.
So I'm thinking also we should probably go ahead and just talk about what we think is the possible ending to Dark Knight Rises, because this does lead into the Batman reboot.
Yeah, well, like, again, a fair warning to the audience. These all assumed spoilers, so if we get them right, we're sorry. Alright.
We've had a terrible track record with these, so...
It's like one of my assumed spoilers for the Avengers was right. Agent Coulson is dead.
Yeah. Well, you already knew that one because of the internet.
The stupid internet!
The one we both thought was the one where Captain America dances with that chick.
And that didn't happen.
I know, and I am predicting... I don't know if I want to predict anymore. I do kind of...
I am predicting it's gonna happen in Ant-Man, because that makes sense.
I'm predicting it's gonna happen in Man of Steel.
Wow, okay.
I decided to make this movie better by showing...
Well, I hear there's gonna be a new Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. Maybe it'll happen in there.
Maybe. But I think it could happen in Captain America 2.
Okay, well that makes sense because it's Captain America 2.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Bucky will be in there.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah. But anyway, so basically our theory is that a lot of people have had this theory, so we're just stealing their theory.
I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna die. It's pretty much what everyone's saying. Bane, I assume it's just gonna be Bane and him. We're gonna fight. We're gonna battle to the death where they both die.
Yeah. It's like, I think Batman would somewhat sacrifice himself and then Bane would just die from an explosion. I don't know.
Because all his villains die except...
Yeah. Well, like, I'm expecting a lot of deaths in that movie. It's because the finale, you gotta kill off some characters. You gotta kill off Gordon. We gotta kill off Gordon. I mean, like, imagine how powerful it would be if he died.
Yeah. And I'm thinking Bane. Maybe that's it. Bane kills Gordon, James Gordon, then Batman's just pissed off as hell. Maybe he kills Alfred too. He just kills
I
everyone he
just
loves.
don't want him to kill Alfred. I don't even care if he kills Catwoman. Just don't kill Alfred.
But he might. Maybe it's Alfred instead of James Gordon. He kills Alfred, and then Batman's just so pissed off. You killed the only family I really had.
But like, I think at the beginning they kind of gave away a spoiler of Jim Gordon's going to die.
So maybe he kills them both.
Yeah, maybe.
Two father figures.
Yeah, all dead.
Yeah, except Catwoman will survive.
Oh yeah, because Catwoman is the best. Well, I'm starting to grow on Catwoman a little bit. I used to hate her too.
You just pretty much hate everyone in DC except Batman.
Yeah, pretty much, and the villains. That kind of makes me wonder. It's like, if Heath Ledger was still alive, do you think this movie could possibly be much better than it is hyped up to be now?
Yeah, I kind of assumed they were going to probably try to keep him alive for the third one, just because of the fact he was still alive after the second one.
Yeah, it's like well, like as you told me another day, they were going to show advanced footage of it. Of the Joker, but they thought it would be in bad taste, right?
Oh yeah, there's going to be an Easter egg. I don't remember if this is true or not. I think it was just a rumor. There was going to be footage of Arkham, and you would see the Joker for a split second. And they had footage from The Dark Knight they were going to use. Just put it in there, and they decided that well, since he's dead, we can't use that.
Yeah. Also, I think Hugo Strange was rumored as well. Robin Williams was going to be Hugo Strange. That wouldn't have been the best idea.
No, probably not. But anyway, so basically, yes, Bane and Batman kill each other, and then this guy, Gordon Levitt, right?
Yes, Gordon Levitt. That's his name.
Okay.
I don't know his name in the movie yet.
Since I am predicting, since Gotham always needs Batman, he will become the next.
Or it could just be somebody else entirely.
And then, to make it go along with the reboot, he will be Batman in the reboot. But it will have no connection to the Nolan universe. It will be a different universe. More similar to, hopefully more similar to Batman the Animated Series and comic books, where they can still be gritty, but will have supernatural elements. Yeah. And magic and high tech, all these crazy technology and stuff like that.
And Robin. We'll have Robin.
And Robin as well. Who would be Robin?
I think we'll have Tim for it, because it's like, you want Batman to be older, and he'll be played by Joseph, and Joseph is already pretty young. Well, he won't be. We want him to be, it's not that he will be. So, you pick Tim, and you just have some little kid play Robin.
Alright. Hopefully they can do a good job.
Then you have Bryan Cranston as Jim Gordon.
There you go. Yeah.
That would be perfect. He did it before, he could do it again.
Did an animated movie.
It's
completely the same thing.
Yeah, and then you could have Natalie Portman as Catwoman. It's like, I kind of made a fantasy list of, like, who I want as a Batman cast in the reboot on IMDb.
You should go look at it.
I don't... No! I'm sorry I did that. Breaking Bad is... Breaking Bad is just so good!
But yeah, so... Anyway, that's what I'm hoping. Is there anything you're hoping with the Batman movie?
Well, I kind of just want it to be... I don't want it to take itself so seriously, but I don't want it to be, like, a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, because like you mentioned, when it came to those cartoons, I never really saw a perfect mix of, like, that comedy and that grittiness and that comic book-like style in a Batman, other than the animated series.
Yeah.
And the Arkham games.
I'm assuming... what I'm thinking is that the problem was that they went too much on the silly side in the 90s Batman movies, particularly Batman and Robin, and they were just like, alright, we're going to do the exact opposite of that, and do the Nolan Batmans, and just make it really serious and gritty.
And realism.
And realism, yeah, because a crazy man in a bat suit is real. And him not being killed on the first night.
Well, it's possible to find a crazy guy in a bat suit.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? He might even be a ninja.
Yeah, and a guy in clown makeup, you know, living as long. Not just.
Dude, that actually is real. Don't joke about that. I was in that experience.
Oh, because the cops wouldn't just shoot him.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
Batman has
they'll
rules.
be like, oh, look at the pretty little clown, and I'm like, just fucking shoot him!
That's the funny thing, like the end of Dark Knight. Why do the cops? What do the cops just go? Just hanging upside down.
It's like,
No one's looking.
well, like, that's the thing. Here I'm thinking, like, in every single Batman movie, I'm like, hey, cops, you're not Batman. You could kill him. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Otherwise, he's just gonna go to Arkham, and then he's gonna escape again.
Yeah, because it's like, it came back to what Batman said to Ra's al Ghul. It's like, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. It's like it's saying, my life your life is not in my hand. It's yours in those kind of hands. Go ahead, have fun.
Yeah, but he did save the Joker in Dark Knight. So Joker is a better person than Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think the reason that he did save him is because, like, if he would have let him fall, then that, I guess, would technically be considered him killing the Joker.
Yeah, I guess. And which is funny, because in the original Batman, Joker fell down.
Yes.
Played by Jack Nicholson.
Batman was a killer in the original one.
Yeah. He's in Tim Burton's grave.
I do like Tim Burton, despite the fact his mind is kind of, well, calmy, maybe. That was a bad joke.
Okay. So, we talked about that. Now I guess we'll finish it up here with Batman Arkham City 3, or Arkham 3, and I'm hoping it's called United States of Arkham, and that it takes place in 3 DC cities at most: Metropolis, Central City,
Space.
Whatever. Maybe Green Lantern, his city, and one of the other superheroes.
Which is Space.
Space, yeah. And just maybe they did, even though it was a really shitty idea, this is, based on comic books, so we're gonna take the Arkham City idea and apply it to 3 cities now.
Yeah. But, like, don't you think it would kind of be cool if it's, like, well, I kind of had, like, 2 ideas. It's like, if Batman was in one part, like, of that city, and then Superman was in the other, and then the Awkward Man was in space. Do you think, like, that could work that way? You could have 3 different characters that you could play as in a Batman game. Or, if this idea kind of better, have a multiplayer system in it, go through all the levels as Batman, but you could also bring in Robin and Catwoman. You could play them all together or separately.
I'd like that one better. I don't think we're gonna see Superman as a playable character. It seems too complicated.
I do not want to see Superman as a playable character. It's just, like, not necessary. It never done a good job before.
I think if anyone's gonna do it, it is Rocksteady. I just don't think they should spend the time trying to make him playable. It would be cool. I just think they need to spend the resources on making a Superman game by itself, because then they can take the time and figure out how to make him work.
Maybe if they, like, had a Superman who, like, playable for just one challenge, and that would be it.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a demo. I think it's mostly, what I was thinking is, it's still Batman. You just get to see members of the Justice League, and this would kind of be like, okay, we're gonna do games for them too, individually in the future. More like, I don't know, a Wonder Woman game maybe. I do think they should do a Green Arrow game.
Why?
It seems like the easiest to transfer.
Well, yeah, but, like, okay. Not a lot of people even know who the Green Arrow is.
True.
It's like, he's like Hawkeye, in which Hawkeye is better. He's exactly like Hawkeye. It's like, even though he's not that bad of a character, there's nothing wrong with him, nobody knows who he is.
But this could be the game that makes it clear. It'd be a real challenge for
Well, if you haven't heard, there's actually a Green Arrow show on Channel 9. I think from the same guy that created Smallville. It's called Arrow.
Oh, is it good?
I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. I don't even think it's out yet.
Maybe I'll watch that. I don't know if it's gonna be good. We'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe I should watch Smallville. I didn't watch that.
I think the most easiest guy that you could make a superhero game out of is Spider-Man. That's pretty much. And then
I don't know if he's the easiest.
but like Spider-Man and then Batman. They're going to try Deadpool.
You know who I think would be the easiest? If they have made a video game about it?
Aquaman.
No, not Arkham, no. Punisher.
Right?
He's the easiest just because it's just a guy with guns, which is pretty much half the game's out right now anyway.
I didn't know like the Punisher even had a game.
Yeah, he has a game. It's basically it's a third-person shooter, but there are segments where you get to torture people.
Oh, nice.
I do want to kind of play it because there are things. Anyway, that's probably the easiest I could think of. I think Green Arrow would also transfer pretty easily because it would still be a third-person shooter used for torture people, and you just have a variety there. I know he's not very well known, but
Yeah. Well, like, you always gotta be careful. Like, because I mentioned this to you before. A game and a movie, like, how the rating works, it doesn't matter on how good or bad it is, it's just a matter on how many money it gets. If nobody knows who the Green Arrow is, the game will be underrated and nobody will really play it, despite the fact it could be, like, the best superhero game ever.
Yeah. But I just think, and once again, I think Rocksteady's the guys that can do it. I do think they should spend, and I think they are.
Maybe they should take a risk first and try to make a Green Arrow movie.
I think though
that would be a big risk, though.
Yeah, but I do think that if they do anything, they'll probably do a Superman game. Because it always seems like it's always Batman, then they do Superman.
I think they gave up on a Superman game. It's just like you gave him everything. Oh wow, look, he's unplayable.
But that's what I'm like, and other people point this out too, is that you can have him like. He's just basically around red sun radiation, so he doesn't have all his powers yet, so he starts to build up, you know.
Yeah.
And then maybe he has to deal with kryptonite, and has to deal with magic, so he's weakened against that.
Why is Superman weakened by magic again?
I don't know, it's comic book law. That's his weaknesses, kryptonite, red sun radiation, and maybe other things too. Those are the ones
Apparently he can't breathe underwater, but he could breathe in space.
Well, he can't breathe in space.
Yes, he can. I've seen it. He can.
Those are the old movies. They don't count anymore.
Yes, it does. It counts.
Well, technically, Superman can't breathe. But I don't care. I don't like that movie, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, so I think that's what they're gonna do next. But anyway, the Arkham 3 game. I think Lex Luthor's gonna be the villain, and I think he should be the president.
I think Harley Quinn would most likely be the villain.
I'm sure she'll be in it, but she's not smart enough to be a villain.
Well, she could be Psycho.
Yeah, I just think Lex Luthor, because that way you up the stakes, and also he's president, so he's like, I'm gonna make the Arkham City concept.
What about Ra's al Ghul? I mean, like, I know we supposedly saw him die.
He comes back. Yeah, I think he will be in it too. Maybe, I don't know if they do the exact same thing again. That'd be kind of lame. Like, he's just manipulating Lex, because Lex isn't really easily manipulated as far as I can tell. So maybe they get in a power struggle. I don't know.
Well, like, I guess it would be interesting to see that Batman-like game with not just the Batman characters, but the other universes as well.
Yeah, and also, again, I'm just saying that this way, let's introduce these other DC characters, and like, well, maybe we'll do games about them too.
Yeah.
And I really do think, like I say again, Rocksteady, I think they could do Superman. They just don't make him a playable character. If you want to do a playable character that's not from the Batman universe, I don't know, do Green Arrow. You could do him pretty easily, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, well...
Or even Wonder Woman, maybe.
Wonder Woman. That does seem a tiny bit tough.
Yeah.
And the Flash even seems like an even worse idea.
I don't know if Wonder Woman would be too tough. I mean, it's mostly just, you just have to make a really strong woman who flies, and she blocks with her bracelets. And she has a whip.
And she rides an invisible plane. And she comes from a planet where a bunch of lesbians live.
Well, an island. Close enough.
How do they I don't know.
She's made of clay.
Oh, okay.
That comic book logic. Alright, so, and now we're going to finish the show, but before we do, we want to give an important word out to a man who has made DC the great comic book company they've been all these years, and that man is Stan Lee.
Stanley, we love you.
Yeah.
We missed you. You're still alive with us.
But we do
But-
miss.
But you're just like not here in Idaho anymore.
But you have made DC a great comic book company because you have been working at Marvel and making them a great comic book company. It's provided competition for DC.
Exactly, and DC is not really winning.
Yeah, at least
We got Batman.
at least in certain categories they are not winning. They have good video games though.
Okay. Yep. Well, just closing up, we're going to see Batman, The Dark Knight Rises on Friday, and then we might actually kind of give you a little small review if you're very hungry, because movies are food. I don't know, it's stupid.
Oh, that thing, yeah. Alright, thank you for listening to us. Hopefully you listen to all of this. It's half an hour long. And we will see you next time when we decide that there is something we want.
Twilight.
Oh, God.
Well, we could. I plan on making more smaller videos with each one of the other guys, like Troy and Dane, try to kind of get them back into these things, and we could talk about other things we could talk about Comic-Con, and we could talk about the woman that talked about tropes versus women.
Yeah,
We'll be respectful.
You won't be respectful, Victor. You're such a hateful man.
We'll talk about video games that they come along, and then we'll talk about Twilight.
And we will. Yes. Twilight is our main focus.
Yes. When did the Twilight movie come out?
I don't know. But it is a great series.
Okay. But, as I'm saying, this is Spencer. I am Victor. We will see you in a week or two or three, and I'll talk to you soon.
Alright, goodbye. Have a nice day.